It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He comes in second in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. Joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they too come in off the bye. So we should have two teams that are eager to get back at it.
And players are creatures of habit. You can bet they enjoyed the time off, but you know they're also ready to get right back into the swing of things.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Play one, and Prescott to the air. And his first look is incomplete. John Mechie was his intended target. And it's second down. You talk about this Washington defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Prescott from the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Prescott now from the 50. He'll get this to his running back, Dowdle. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. An escape, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So here is Washington now backed up a bit to start their first drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
So no advantage in this game for either quarterback in terms of coming off that open.
Yeah, they both had buys.
Both had them, so you got to figure both of them went back, watched some extra tape, polished up their game, checked out their fundamentals. But they also both had an extra week to prepare for each other's defenses. This could be a whole lot of fun.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he'll take this up to about the 7- or 8-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Prescott to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he's got room. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Looking to throw. Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Now a 2nd and 6. To throw is Prescott. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. His first catch good for 8 and a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Here's Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Prescott now. He's got it complete to Tolbert. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now Prescott. And his ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
It certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a third, that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Daniels looking to throw. Escaping, in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone, and that's a defensive touchdown. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it. And
for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They run here with Dowdle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. This throw left side is caught by Tolbert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple. Prescott. Out to the flat. That's complete to, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Here's Prescott. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Come on.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. DeMarvion overshown, the one to bring him down. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Daniels. Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. To the air goes Daniels. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. $17-0 our score after 1. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
He's got the connection to Moore. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Washington first down.
To throw is Daniels. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further. No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
Throwing now is Daniels. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
Empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
On fourth down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season, currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it. Replays, have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one is right down the middle. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They run again with Dowdle. And he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
And the Washington offense going back to work. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now Prescott. He gets this one to Mechie. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That's good for a Cowboys 1st
On the run, it's Dowdle. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Second and 3 at the 28-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Daniels. Middle of the field. He's got McLaurin. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 39. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 13. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw now on first down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 12. First down, Commanders.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Slot man moves right. Back to throw now on first down. Finding Hardman here over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Moss. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Here's Prescott. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. To throw is Prescott. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Ryan Rico now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Giants who are out in front in the second quarter. The Giants locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And right now they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins.
Ramondre Stevenson with a couple of touchdowns there.
Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And as you see, they were winners in their ball game.
Bo Nix.
Over 300 yards through the air with a touchdown pass as well.
It was the veteran quarterback Dak Prescott who had it working in the first half. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Washington offense back out there. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll get this up to the 39. In motion left, Hardman. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Daniels. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard. More difficult here, 3rd and 5.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Now after the play, oh man, it's Prescott who appears to be shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. And his kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Well, Washington ready to try again on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. Daniels looking to throw. Completes it to Hardman. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Here's Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Robinson up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, having a partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's to Kraft, the tight end. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Working out of the gun, Daniels. This is caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Robinson. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Robinson again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Commanders are able to cut into that deficit. Now Ryland for the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and running back Rico Dowdle headed back onto the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. Here's a handoff out of the gun. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Commanders' 22-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Prescott to throw it. That is caught. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here. That pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And his throw here's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Prescott. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Throwing. Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. To the air goes Daniels. He'll look underneath and finds Brown. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. They go play action. Daniels. He's got the connection to Moore. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
On it. Always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They juked him, and he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 33. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Draw play for Brown. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Tucker Kraft, 26 yards. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball and saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Pushes past it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 104 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A running play, it's Dowdle. And maybe a little over-pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. They run here with Dowdle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Prescott now. This will be complete to Mechie. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Dowdle is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Daniels. He's got McLaurin. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's 1st down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line. To throw is Daniels. Short throw. He's got Kraft.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming. 4th and 3. Daniels going to throw for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They run again with Dowdle. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And that miss should just about write a finish to this one.
Yeah, they needed 2 scores, and they needed that field goal there to be the first one and still give them an opportunity. But now, with the time left on the clock, I think this one's about finished.
This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. Throwing now is Daniels. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. Now 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Daniels. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Here's 1st down. Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Forced out to his left. What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for Dallas, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm